Gavin, one thing that has been a real head scratcher for me all day that I just really felt like I would really want to ask you and get your personal opinion, and wondered if you had any wisdom or resources where I could go. But I had this deep burgeoning ethics question for you that and I just wondered, Gavin, would you steal bread to feed your family?
Well, I don't have an answer to that question, but there is someone that does. And this is one of the most hilarious clips ever. And what's interesting too is I would like to hear Ben Shapiro's answer to that question, because it is an interesting philosophical question to ask a right winger, someone who loves to defend law and order and all this shit. So I kind of want to actually hear Ben Shapiro answer that question. But for anyone who's not aware of what we're referencing, this is a legendary video on YouTube that we wanted to play and react to. I feel like not enough people know about this video, its existence. I guess Ben Shapiro comes from a family of singers. I think his sister is like an opera singer or something. So I guess it makes a little bit more sense under that context. But the first time I saw this, I thought it was fake. And then I kept watching and I realized it wasn't. So yeah, do you want me to play this?
Yeah, go ahead and let's play it. I figured this is a good breakup and a little bit of a good bit of entertainment right 2 days before the election. A good way to wrap up a Sunday morning news dump.
Also, the comments on this video are amazing.
Legendary. Do yourself a favor and scroll them after this.
Yeah, one sec.
Okay, Daniel writes, Dear Ben, as I'm learning about ethics, I'd like to get your input on where you stand. Would you steal a piece of bread to feed your family? Why or why not? Well, Daniel, I can really only think of one way to answer this, and it's in musical form. So I think we're going to have to do that. Out in the darkness,
he commits.
Oh yeah.
A fugitive running, fallen from God, fallen from grace. God be my witness, I never shall yield till we meet face to face. Till we meet face to face. He knows his way in the dark. Mine is the way of the Lord. Those who follow the path of the righteous shall have their reward. And if they fall as Lucifer fell, the flames, the sword, stars in your multitudes.
There are a bunch of just tragic audition tapes out there from Ben Shapiro's youth.
Does this not remind you of like pure theater kid energy?
Dude, 100% it does. It does. And I, as somebody who was in plays occasionally, I never liked any of the theater kids. But I was occasionally in plays in high school. Yeah, that's the energy.
This is so true. Also, someone says, why is his singing voice more manly than his real voice? I've always thought Ben Shapiro's talking voice was just so annoying. Like, regardless of his opinions, I could never listen to his commentary just because his voice is so grating. And it is true that his singing voice is it doesn't sound anywhere near
registered. Yeah,
it's like not as squeaky and like weird. And I'm not like trying to be a dick, but he definitely does sound more manly with his singing voice. And as someone here says, if he stuck to singing, maybe he could get some WAP. Of course, referencing the last debacle where he also tried to not sing, but just recite some lyrics. So I don't really understand the context of this video.
It's also hilarious because this is a book or musical based off of a book that was a radical criticism of wealth inequality and police states. So It's just the exact opposite of everything that Ben Shapiro stands for. But I think he thinks it's old, so nobody will notice.
Yeah, and I don't know. It's just like a lot of these right wingers. They tried to, I know Dave Rubin, I think or maybe it was even Ben Shapiro. I forget which one of them. They wanted to become I think stand-up comedians.
Oh, dude, that sounds like Dave Rubin. That's why that sounds like Dave Rubin. He seems like the kind of guy that would have given stand-up a shot.
But I think it might have been Shapiro that he in some way he tried to break into like the Hollywood or entertainment industry and really failed. So it's very clear that a lot of these people that they want to become stars, they want to be in the public attention. They end up kind of doing this conservative grift because nothing else really works out.
Oh, I'm actually reading about, I didn't know this about Ben Shapiro. I guess at age 17, he became the youngest nationally syndicated columnist in the United States.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Probably just, churning out conservative propaganda. But
yeah, I'm sure. That's interesting. But, and I don't know if you're aware, but his sister is also being pushed on YouTube and stuff now. Like I said, I guess she was an opera singer, but now she's trying to also get in on the family grift of conservative bullshit. And her videos, I don't think are anywhere near as like popular as his. But again, they're trying to make her a thing. And again, Ben Shapiro is someone who's largely funded by organizations like PragerU, and he has a ton of big money funding him. That's why his stupid show has so many different angles and why it always
comes on the radio. If I'm going through the radio in Kansas City, Missouri, I'll hear like clips from the Daily Wire sometimes. It's fucking crazy.
My point is though that he's not entirely just the product of like a meritocracy. He's very he's very propped up by big money and by people like the Koch brothers who obviously want his brand of propaganda to be spread far and wide in this country to infect the minds of especially young people who, of course, if you've never really had a political education, if your parents weren't super aware or, educating you about politics and you're just in high school or something, and all of a sudden you start hearing Ben Shapiro videos. He sounds like he knows what he's talking about.
Dude, I've been through this personally. I've had my little brother call me and I've had to rip his ass about this fucking Ben Shapiro shit.
It's so prevalent online. And again, along with like PragerU, it really is easy in this online ecosystem for people to just, fall down these rabbit holes. And I'm not arguing for the removal of it. I mean, people obviously should, go through their own political evolutions and be exposed to different opinions and, decide what they actually believe. So I'm not saying that, people shouldn't listen to him. I just think that it is unfortunate the amount of effective propaganda out there from the right wing and the fact that, they kind of find these very intelligent sounding messengers and people like Ben Shapiro. But again, personally, I've never understood his appeal. I could never imagine listening to his voice for more than like 5 minutes outside of a, context of comedy.
I find that everybody that just spews conservatism, I just their voice becomes like a racket to me. I think it's just an ideological thing because I'm like, this is garbage and it just comes in my ears. But like, I get the same reaction if I was to sit down and listen to like Tucker Carlson for a while. Like, not as adverse. I understand what you're saying specifically when it comes to Ben Shapiro, but after a while, it just all becomes like nails on chalkboard for me.
Oh, 100%. I don't know what it is about Ben Shapiro. Just something about his. Like when you listen to someone like Joe Rogan make a more conservative argument, he sounds more like a real person. Ben Shapiro just sounds like
he's paid,
like a robot or like he's reading a script and he's on Adderall or something. Like he's too much. He's just too much for me. I'm like, can you just like calm down a little bit and like talk to me like a real person and not like get all hyper on me and like, you know what I'm saying? Start bugging out.
Yeah.
I don't know, man, but.
With order and light, you are the sentinels, silent and sure, keeping watch in the night.
He's like getting so into it, and also this instrumental is added, so he's just literally in the room singing to himself. Like, it's not like there's this grand orchestral, accompaniment in the room with him. He's literally just like singing in his fucking hotel room or whatever this is for the Birch Gold Group, which I want to know the origins of this video. Like, why does it say Birch Gold Group? Why is he answering this question, and why does he respond to it in song? Was this planned out, or did he literally?
It was probably just like a Daily Wire live stream.
You really think he would have? I feel like this is like.
Dude, I think he was in his mind. He was crushing it, dude. Like, sometimes I wake up in the morning and I'll be like, I'm gonna have some coffee. I'm like doing some laundry, and I'll be like inside, I'll just be like going ham, listening to like something that I shouldn't be singing along to, like Off the Wall by Michael Jackson. I'll just don't stop to get enough, don't stop to, and I'm just like, I think I'm crushing it, dude. But obviously, I wouldn't put out a fucking 4-minute long YouTube video of me singing along to.
Yeah, dude. If we ever get a question on our live stream that comes to you, I expect you to respond in the form of a Michael Jackson song.
Here we go. Yeah.
But yeah, just wanted to play that for you all, guys, because it's so funny, and I feel like not enough people are aware of that video. Again, when I first saw it, I didn't even know if it was real because it just seems so funny and like it's almost like absurdism. Like that's something that like you would write in a weird film or something, not that would actually exist. I don't know. It's just funny to me. Ben Shapiro is just so obviously comes from like a stilted bougie family and where they, go to opera lessons, and he's just such a conservative, rich kid stereotype. And same with his sister, like I said, who is trying to continue the family grift.
I mean, it's the same. It's all of them, right? It's all those people who like to get in front of a mic and preach conservatism and pull yourself up by your bootstraps when you like clearly come from an opulent background. Like that is what it is. That's the grift, right? Or at least you're opulent now because you're getting paid off because you're, spewing bullshit that has no relevance at all. And, hey, there's another market for that too. Let's, the Chris Hayes market for, MSNBC, like,
There's grifters on all sides of the aisle. But I mean, I don't know if I'll give him credit for it or if that's the right word, but it is true that, unlike someone like, I think, Rush Limbaugh, who at first pretended to be anti-Trump and then immediately, as soon as Trump was elected, basically got on the Trump train. Ben Shapiro has always kind of been like, I don't actually really like Donald Trump. He's always like, he's never really fanboying.
He will toe the same line. He hasn't, moved his needle a lot. I think he cares enough about his brand to like be the focus. Like he's been like I don't know if you watched the breakdown where he was like, this is why I'm voting for Donald Trump this time, right? And he, basically was like, I don't think that Donald Trump can do any more moral duty or more moral damage than he already did with the first 4 years. So like he was like talking about that, and then he went and he was like, I didn't think that Donald Trump was actually going to govern conservatively, but he has governed extremely conservatively. So now I'm going to vote for him. And it was like a bunch of horrible reasons to vote for Trump, but at least you can acknowledge that there was a logical through line. Like I disagreed with everything that he was saying, but he was following like a logical through line. And I guess if you were going to acknowledge anything about Ben Shapiro, that the rest of you know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. That's like, you took the largest shit. Good for you. Like, you know what I mean? Like you're the best of the worst.
By the way, I don't know if this has any relation, but I just did a little bit of research into the Birch Gold Group, which was the logo at the bottom of the screen on that video. And apparently it's a gold dealer in Burbank, California, unless that's just something totally different. But, oh yeah, Birch Gold and Ben Shapiro. What? Apparently Ben Shapiro did this. What the fuck? He makes these videos for some random gold dealer in California. There's a whole video in this, guys.
It's a grift, bro. He's getting paid. They were like, hey, we'll give you some money if you do this. And he was like, word, I'll sit in front of a microphone and sing Les Mis for money.
That's so funny.
I mean, hey, gotta get paid, but.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing. Like I said, I'm going to have to do some more research on that because that's pretty funny. Yeah. Also, a commenter says that, in fact, yes, he is a funded propagandist, literally paid by the employer class to speak nonsense, pro-Calvinist, pro-capitalist bullshit. 100%. That is his role.
Of Ben Shapiro, for sure.
Yeah, that is his role in our society. He, of course, is anyone that's featured in a PragerU video. That's all you need to know about.
Yeah.
So, we'll see what happens with Mr. Shapiro.
We'll do some more research in that, and then on our next live stream on Tuesday, we can talk about it.
Yeah. But yeah, he's apparently a member of the Birch Gold Group, and that's another part of his grift that no one is aware of. So,
hey, I'm sure there's lots more.
Some breaking investigative journalism from the Vanguard today. We will expose some financial ties between Big Gold and Ben Shapiro. So there you go. I'm glad that you all joined us because now you all know something that you didn't beforehand.